We came here with not a lot. So before Kraftsman, I was involved in the construction business in Michigan, and the economy pushed us out of Michigan and had family that allowed us to come here and get new roots and get started again.
It was never really a choice. It had to be done. You know, you just do what you have to do sometimes. And it's been very long ride, but it's been exciting, and we've done a lot of things.
It's been a good ride. It was a family of 2 kids, 2 vehicles, $2,000 and $2,000 credit card. So coming here and not being able to get a job with any of the construction firms, ended up doing work for a friend who'd started a fence company. But I was driving all the way across Houston to accommodate him and to work on his jobs that he was selling. And it just made more sense to do it in the community where we lived.
It's been good. It's been a good ride. I cannot complain about it.
We moved here from Michigan, kind of rubbing our pennies together, last dollars were left. And Dad took that last bit of money he had and he leased a house for us. He bought some business cards and he bought some door hangers, and it said Craftsman Enterprise. He'd pick Corey and I up from school, and he would drive down the middle of the street, or Corey and I went down both sides of the street hanging door hangers. And at the end of the day, he'd go home and he'd sit and, this is long before cell phones, long before pagers, and he'd sit at home and he'd wait for the phone to ring.
Some of my earliest memories of Craftsman in general would have been probably a little older than a toddler, helping my father with doing material pickups, or handing out flyers, or riding along on job site visits, or going to see customers. I can remember taking naps in the truck, or waiting for him to come out of meetings.
Pick us up from school the next day, and he'd get out of the truck, and he'd be in his t-shirt and his jeans. And the lady'd come out of the house after she made that deposit check, looking for this brand new fence, and she'd say, "Where's the crew?" And he'd look down, he'd point at 2 of us at 10 and 6 years old, and he'd say, "There's the crew." And Corey and I'd start carrying these pickets and posts back to the backyard, but the lady watched us get through it.
And watching him, both he and my mother, with some of the struggles that they went through, and watching what they were building and chasing the dream.
Michelle had been doing all of our design work. I give her credit for a lot of the development of the company. She brought in the first integration of computers, the first development of original graphics and advertising and marketing, and she also did our bookkeeping and accounting. So it allowed me to be out in the field. We actually started in backyard residential playground that morphed and developed into doing work for churches, daycares, apartment complexes. And then many years later, after working a long time to build the playground industry, had a grandson that was born, and we went to actually Disney World and got to see him play in a water play park.
Under 2 years old, and he was not going to leave that park.
I was just thrilled, and I thought, after all these years of building parks and recreation facilities and seeing this grandson play in this water, that was more thrilling than the Magic Kingdom, and that he was more thrilled with that than anything, even at that young age. Of all of the other things that go on at Disney, I needed to find out how they made that water come out of the ground and create that water environment and play function.
So it was back in 1995, 96. We were at the National Recreation Parks Association show. And my dad walks me into this booth. He's all excited. And we always go to the National Recreation Park Association show looking for the next thing. And he comes dragging me across this trade show hall, just excited, he's ecstatic. And he drags me into this booth, and I looked around at this booth, and there was these pipes that were standing up, these loops, and there was these big boxes with valves in them, and I said, well, Dad, what is it? And I look up at this thing, it's got this dumping bucket, it's a bird's mouth that opens up, and he goes, it's called splash pads.
The first splash pads that we were going to build, I walked into the office one evening, and Dad rolls out a set of plans on the table and says, hey, look what we're gonna build. Looks great, but I have no idea what I'm looking at.
We continue to add depth to our organization, which is, it used to be he and I and let's get the payroll out and that kind of thing. But now it continues to grow. It excites me to see that my children, who are not children anymore, have joined. And they actually enjoy the work. They're creative and they're diligent and they get things done. And how can you ask for more on that second level of generation? Third generation is going to be a whirlwind, I think.
It's pretty much everything I know is playgrounds and water parks. From day one, there's even photos of me back in the day, literally building a playground, and I think I was only like 2. I had a hammer in my hand. I was out there with my grandfather.
We had a joke when I was younger that me and my brother were like the official playground testers. When I was a teenager and younger, I would work summers with my dad. We would do that, and I think ever since then it kind of felt right.
My family set the gold standard for hard work when I was growing up. I got to watch them work their tails off for the company they love and to be able to provide joy and excitement and safe play for kids all over the state.
Dylan and I are working on the 4th generation of Kraftsman employees, hopefully. But getting to take my son to these finished projects and saying, that tell him the story of how this came about, that I got to have a hand in that, is super cool.
Through some of my experience with my own children and family members, the importance of making it a complete inclusive area for all children and all abilities and all families. Because truly to be inclusive, it needs to be an area that everybody can participate in together. So being able to create an inclusive, truly inclusive area, not just an accessible area, is a really warming feeling when you get to work with kids and families and communities. That's really the real reward to what we do and what we create. So again, the awards can hang on the wall, but it's truly getting to see all the smiles. Those are much more rewarding than any of the plaques on the walls.
I think that Kraftsman brings a unique aspect, a uniqueness to the industry, being a full turnkey design build from the beginning to the end. How to capture someone's dream project, whatever that may be, in a recreational space, and to capture that and bring that to fruition across the magnitude of things that we do, from picnic shelter pavilions to fitness areas to playgrounds to splash pads to interactive display fountains, to all of those things. I think that's pretty special.